For those who don't know, I used to be a lifeguard and I did it for 5 years at an indoor water park. So I can tell you a lot about it except for beach lifeguards because I don't know anything about it. And I also got promoted to a manager too because I accidentally worked so hard that I got promoted. My best tip when it comes to water parks is if a lifeguard tells you something, you should probably listen. We're there to keep people safe and also to keep it open. So for example, we had OSHA come in all the time and they could shut us down or even fine us. So there might be some rules that you might not understand. And for example, at our old pool, we didn't even allow liquor outside of the park. Like we sold liquor, but we couldn't allow bottles of it in there. And a lot of adults didn't get it. And I'm like, we can literally get shut down for this. We also are not your daycare unless if they're old enough to watch themselves. A lot of people assume that we're just there to watch the water, but there's a lot of other things we're watching for. We're also first aid and CPR certified. So if anything goes wrong, we're there to help. And we're the first people to respond before the EMT gets there or before they're sent to a clinic. And you want to know a funny story? So I lived in such a small town that we only had like 2 emergency calls throughout the year. And guess what happened when I got promoted as a little newbie? Twice in my first month, a seizure, 2 seizures. I was also AED certified too. And I also learned from moving out of state that every state's a little different with their rules and their testing. I actually learned that my state was a little more strict with their testing than others, like the one I currently live in, North Carolina. I never did swim team, but I've always been a strong swimmer and love swimming, so I wasn't sure if I would pass it the first time, especially the long rescue in an Olympic pool, and you have to return it by a certain time. Luckily, I passed on my first try, but they did allow us to take it more than once if you needed to, and you can also retake the class if you wanted to, but they let us stay there until a certain time, but luckily I passed the first time. And I've also heard that beach lifeguarding is way harder, and I don't have any experience with it at all either, but I've thought about just like stepping into it just to see if I could do it. I know I could, it would just take a lot more work because I'm not used to it. You want me to make more videos about this?